Hello and welcome back to Freeman and our Ironman challenge. So we are still up against the Alpha forces. I have just taken back Berezno or Beneva, either one. I get mixed up with the town names relatively often, but as you can see, I actually have a new weapon right here. I'm going to try and use it to the best of its effect. Unfortunately, I am taking massive amounts of damage in the process. So I'm just going to heal myself very quickly here. And we need to be very, very careful because the Alpha forces are very damaging and they will not give an inch, basically. They will absolutely murder me in every single way if they get the opportunity. So let's just be a bit careful here. I've given myself a 4x scope on my current weapon, which is a machine gun. And I'm actually thinking that the machine gun is going to be quite good. Someone actually suggested that I get a machine gun. And, whoa, okay, hello. Everyone is absolutely getting murdered. Let's just tell everyone to hold position. Special Forces, did you see that? The Alpha Special Forces absolutely murdered everyone. I'm hopeful that they're not all dead. Look at this, though. Look at how much damage I'm actually capable of doing with this machine gun. It's pretty nice, but unfortunately, look at my army. My army is literally, wow, it is just, well, kind of dead. But it's okay. It's okay, because most of them were not killed. They were just slightly wounded, so that's not such a big deal. But anyway, we're just going to be taking all of this stuff. I mean, I personally don't think I actually even need to take this stuff anymore because we have so much money that we really just don't need to. But as you can see, this is where I currently am. Babin is under attack, as is to be expected, and Berezno, no, it was not Berezno that I took back, it was Beneva, as you can see right there. Unfortunately, I believe that Beneva is probably going to get taken back relatively shortly, so we do have to be a bit wary of that. Otherwise, let's give myself a new first aid kit, and otherwise, we will get our people leveled up. Oh yes. There we go. There we go. Very nice indeed. Let's get all of these guys leveled up with no hesitation whatsoever. And let's see. Oh yeah, there's still more people that actually need to level up. Okay, I would have expected that most people would be, you know, full level right now, max level, but apparently not. Okay, so yeah, okay, so these guys, they had a bit of a problem there. They lost one unit. It seems like a couple of people lost some members. As you can see, the FCA Rifleman squad right there did lose a couple of members, and the female civilian fighter squad lost a few, but that not really, you know. I mean, we are up against a pretty harsh enemy, and yet we really didn't lose that much. But you know what's actually kind of amusing about this? If I had done auto-resolve, I would have been able to achieve victory quicker and safer at the same time. So it's kind of like, okay, I should probably just auto-resolve to make things as easy as possible for me, because otherwise it's going to be kind of difficult. Anyway, let's just continue to get trained infantry right here, because we are going to need to replace some people. Unfortunately, these units that I am adding here are level 1, or at the very least they are quite low level in comparison to what they would otherwise be if they had leveled up a little bit while fighting for us and everything. But well, never mind. Well, I mean, I guess what can you do, you know? What can you do? Look at this. This is the entire... Wow, that's a lot of people right there. That is a lot of people. Okay, so there's a reinforcement army as well. It seems like we're fighting here. Oh, wow. Yes, it seems like we are fighting here very, very briefly. I don't really know whether I should even bother, to be honest. Should I? Yeah, I mean, over here, probably not, but I should probably fight these guys at the very least. No, don't run next to each other. Oh, you spoil my fun. You spoil my fun, Alpha Forces. I would like to be able to... There we go. All right, so we have a 91% chance, as you can see. Basically, auto-resolve is the way to go, unless you are wanting to be very defensive in your strategies in actually attacking them. But the better that we can do in auto-resolve, the easier it is going to be in general to eliminate these guys. So let's see if I can do any... I could take back Odetsk. I could probably do that. And also there's another patrol here that I might be able to eliminate. Maybe these guys. There we go. 89% chance. It is going to go down every so often if I continue to lose units in these auto-resolve battles. So I am going to need to, make sure that everything goes smoothly as possible. As you can see, we are looting so many tactical vests and things. These things are going to sell for absolutely huge amounts of cash, and we're just going to continue to go in here. And I could actually take Dubno. Technically, I could take Dubno with an auto-resolve, and I think that might actually be the way to go. But I think what I'm going to do first is we're going to look at this strategically. And strategically, what is the best thing to do when the enemy has an overwhelming amount of numbers? What is the best thing to do? I'm asking you right now. Well, you don't have to answer, obviously, but the point is that the best thing, in my opinion at least, is to target the weak point. And because they are so many, they are quite spread out at the moment. I'm going to target the weak point, which in this case is Odetsk. As you can see, it has the least out of all the garrisons that they have control over at the moment. So if I lay siege to them and actually go for an auto-resolve victory right here, which is exactly what I'm going to do, we're probably going to be able to take this in probably under 10 seconds. And then I'll be able to access the marketplace. I'll be able to access the barracks, which is very, very important. As you can see, we're not actually getting that much money for doing auto-resolve, which I actually think is perfectly acceptable. I don't have a problem with it, giving me a lesser reward for auto-resolve, because, let's face it, I feel like auto-resolve is quite powerful at this point in the game. It seems very, very safe for me specifically, because obviously I'm doing the Ironman challenge. If I were to go in to these battles in person, it would be a very different story. But we're going to continue to recruit as powerful a unit as we can get our hands on. I think I'm going to get some armed bodyguards as well, just because. And then we can continue to just auto-group them up. And I think that's a really, really good way to go. And bear in mind that we can also auto-equip everyone that we want. And it's really kind of insane to be able to do that, because if we auto-equip straight away, then they're going to be gaining some of the best armor in the game, because we have that in our inventory right now, which is another thing and another reason that maybe you don't want to sell all this stuff immediately upon initially getting it, because then you're going to be able to gain all of these units and then just give them the best gear, or near to the best gear, as soon as possible, which is actually kind of crazy. So let's have a look here. Yeah, these guys need some people. There we go. Let's just level them up a little bit, and then we can give them all kinds of crazy good gear. There we go. Nice. Anyone else need to level up? Yep, a couple of people. You know what I would love to see? I'm not entirely sure whether a mod can do this, or whether the development team might do this at some point. Maybe like a small quality of life improvement, is a level all button. I know that they've already added all level up to per squad, but I'm talking about entire army, if you know what I mean. So if there are, 10 squads that need to level up, instead of clicking through them all to level them up, you could just click on level all and then it would level them all. But obviously that's only for people at this point in the game, or if you're lazy like me and you just like to click one button and have everything level up at one time. So maybe that's an idea. Who knows? Maybe someone will come up with it at some point. I'm going to try and attack the Alpha Recon army here. And once again, we're just going to literally just go auto-resolve. We are not going to be doing auto-resolve for the entirety of this episode, because I realize that is not exactly fun to watch. But the point is that I want to get these guys out of the way as soon as possible. And that this is the quickest way, really. This is literally just the quickest way to do that. And what we're going to do is we will try... I'm a bit worried about trying to take Dubno, to be honest, but I really want to access their barracks. Now, there's some more Alpha Special Forces right there. Oh, nice. They have a lot of prisoners. This is exactly what I want to do right here, because if we can rescue these prisoners, look at that, a 97% chance to win. That's really kind of crazy. So we're going to try and rescue these prisoners, and hopefully they will join us. And yeah, look at this. Okay, so we're just going to imprison... I can't really imprison all. That is the main problem here. I can't imprison all. So I guess what I have to do is I'm going to imprison specifically the Special Forces. The Special Forces are so incredibly good from the Alpha Forces. So the Those guys are just crazy good. Oh, FCA. Oh, yes, yes. Return to my formation. All of these can return to my formation. I will not be taking the female civilian fighters because they are a little bit less good than the others that we have right here. And it's kind of unfortunate that we have to imprison these guys. I don't even have any more prisoner management skills, so that's just how it's going to have to be, unfortunately. But it's all right. It's all right because we can actually go and we can probably... yeah, we can probably get those guys persuaded to join us. Hopefully that will work out quite nicely for us. And otherwise, this is... You know what? It's probably a good idea for me not to put new units in old squads. Even though I kind of want to do that just because I kind of want to have everyone reinforce each other and everything. But the more that I do that, the harder it's going to be for me to keep up with equipping everyone and basically doing all this micromanaging. And that's exactly the reason why I say a level all button in the army sense is going to make a really, really big difference. As you can see right here, look at this, a 75% chance. I think we're going to just take it because I'm going to be able to replenish my forces after the fact. As you can see, we are absolutely destroying them, but we are going to be taking quite a few casualties in this particular battle. And don't worry, we're not going to be auto-resolving, as I say, every single fight. It is literally just to get these initial sieges out of the way, because we have to be strategic in every way. We can't just throw ourselves in there and expect to win in every single fight. So we're going to just be a little bit cautious, and I would like to be able to... oh, really? Is this all they have? Oh, that's harsh. That's harsh. Okay. I was hopeful that they might have something a little better than these. I guess we can just take the armed bodyguards, but they are not going to be the most amazing, let's face it. And we'll just do auto group up there. There we go. And these guys can also level up too, so let's just do auto group up there. There we go. Level them up and give them some better weapons and everything, because they need it. They certainly do. There we are. Okay. One more. Done. Okay. Fantastic. So, unfortunately, Dubno did not have anything really, really good in the garrison. I was hopeful that they would have a little bit more. But otherwise, I think the best thing for us to do right now is probably to start executing some people and trying to get these guys to join us. Not the elite scouts so much. They have SMG. What about the SMG guys? They have machine guns. So the elite scouts will be executed for this point. Yeah, I think that's probably the best idea. So let's just execute those. And we'll try and get everyone at 100. There's a federal scout. That doesn't really make any sense to execute that. But there you go. Everyone is now near 100, so I will be able to now persuade them to join me. Oh yes, and we even have the Alpha Special Forces here as well. These guys are absolutely insane. As you can see there, their assault rifle proficiency at level 1 is 70. And it is, well, I found that the Special Forces are really, really powerful, but it seems to me like their stats are not that good, but, well, maybe they're going to get better with time. But you can see that they actually have 14 marksmanship at level 1 as well. That is crazy. Crazy good. Or do they? Was I reading that wrong? Maybe I was actually reading that wrong. Well, whatever the case, they do have some pretty good stats. So hopefully we'll be able to utilize them relatively nicely. So as you can see here, they're all wounded at the moment. But we're going to go over to Beneva. Berezno is actually under siege. I'm not entirely sure by what. Oh, by Constantine. Nice. Okay, so obviously the Atel Federation is in an alliance with us at the moment. And I'm very, very happy to see that he's actually doing something. One of them, that is, because I was kind of half thinking that I wasn't going to get anyone to help me at this point. So it's kind of nice that they are actually showing up. But there you go. Okay, let's just get these guys kitted out. And we're going to need them. We are certainly going to need them. Wow, yeah, all these guys really, really need to get in there. And we are also, what we are definitely going to need to do is go into the hospital in just a second and get these guys back on their feet. Alright, so I've been spending quite a bit of time auto-resolving, and that is why I decided to cut all that out, because there's, well, a lot of auto-resolving to be done. Every single time I see one of these parties, I'm like, okay, time to go auto-resolve, because, well, going in against these guys is kind of scary, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Don't worry about it. I did take Berezno, by the way. I did take Berezno. It was a matter of basically sacrificing half of my army to be able to do that, and then sending in a couple of my companions, well, one of my companions, to, garrison it. And that has gone quite well, but unfortunately these things are going to be attacking it in 1 second. Yeah, as you can see. So my efforts to retake Berezno are probably going to be for naught. But it's all right. It's all right. We're gonna be fine. What we've got to do now, though, is attack this. We are going to be attacking this, and we will be attacking straight up, and not auto-resolving this time around, and seeing just how good my, well, machine gun skills are. I don't think they're that good, but, well, we'll try it. We'll try it. We'll see how it goes. I'm just a little bit antsy when it comes to fighting these guys. Bear in mind that my army at the moment is not the same army that you knew beforehand. It is heavily replaced with a lot of units that unfortunately I couldn't do anything with them anymore because they died. Because they died. So that was not great, I gotta say. I'm actually a bit irritated at that, to be honest, because I thought to myself, oh, my army is very powerful. I can basically take on whatever. But yes, as I say, in that auto-resolve siege, I had to sacrifice I had 160 or 150 or something like that, and I had to sacrifice about 70 to 80 units to get anywhere close to being victorious in that particular siege. So yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do that in person, by the way. I think the auto-resolve was definitely necessary. I think being in person would have made things, well, let's just say uncomfortably close. And, well, even though it wasn't necessarily close in, the auto-resolve version of things, it was, I would say, probably prevalent in comparison to going in there, because there were about 130 or so units in the garrison, and that's kind of a lot, especially considering they are alpha forces themselves. They're going to be extremely difficult to dislodge from their various points on the map. But don't worry, we're going to be heading into more sieges as we go forward here. As I get more used to fighting the alpha forces, we will hopefully do quite well. Now I'm just going to get down here. Oh, hello. Oh, headshot, double headshot. Did you see that? Oh, nice. I like it. Very good indeed. Let's see if we can get a couple more. Now, I'm going to be very careful here. I'm going to very much try to be quite far away from the opponent. As you can see, look at how much damage I'm dealing to this guy, and then he gets picked off by one of my friends, which is absolutely fine. Don't really mind that. And let's actually see where we're all going here. These guys need to go up here, in my opinion. And we might have some issues. We might have some issues. So I'm hopeful that most of my forces will not get picked off, because as you can see, we are kind of on the low ground. Yes, this reminds me of Mustafa all over again. That's not very good, is it? No, not at all. But thankfully, most of the enemies that decide to pop their head up in the distance are getting murdered very quickly indeed, which I very much appreciate my units doing, because I'm a bit worried about, in general, losing a whole bunch of units in this situation. But it's okay. It's okay. We're doing all right so far, although we are now starting to lose quite a few. So I'm actually thinking, clear all waypoints, and let's tell these guys to move back a little bit. Yeah, this group is going to get murdered, in my opinion, or they're going to have some difficulties. As you can see, look at how many units they actually have walking in here in the smoke. That's the main issue here. The smoke is really giving them a massive benefit, and that's problematic. That's very, very bad. But if I can get my units to pull back a little bit, then we'll be in a much better situation. As you can see, we still have only lost about 13 units, which is still actually quite a bit. But you can see that's the power, That's the power of the Alpha forces. They really are extremely good at what they do. And I mean, even the worst units that they have available are super good. And I don't even know what kinds of equipment they actually use, because we haven't even... I mean, we obviously capture them. If we are able to capture them, then it is more of a case of, oh, are your stats good? Because there's no way I'm going to be able to see what kind of gear they're using, because we steal it. Because we steal it and try to sell it and things like that. But yeah, most of my units are going to be dying now, which is really not very nice. Yeah, and that's the point, you know, that's the point. It is very much a war of attrition. It is a quintessential war of attrition, and I'm getting murdered here. Bear in mind that I still have not died. The Ironman challenge is still active, and if I do end up dying, then that's just how it has to be. But we have completed the, you know, Conquer Cherniv quest and everything like that, so not a, you know, not a bad thing. You know, we survived the initial starting point, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And well, I'm actually getting murdered right here. Why am I getting murdered still? I have no idea why. I guess I'll heal myself. There you go. I'm not entirely sure what was actually shooting me, to be honest. Is there anyone over here? Yeah, there is. There very much is. Hello. Okay. Who was that? Who was that? Because I was running from this direction, so there seems to be someone over there. Oh, interesting. That's kind of weird. Oh well, never mind. But yeah, you can see the sheer power of these guys, and that's the reason why I generally tend to do auto-resolve, because it is... it's just easier. It's just easier, more efficient, and it eliminates a lot of the risk that I would have to take otherwise. And of course, bear in mind that the one thing we have to think about is how many units they have in total. They have so many people. It is just insane how many people they have, and it is going to be very difficult for me, you know, just like personally, to defeat them myself, because let's face it, my generals are probably not really going to be able to do that much, unfortunately. They're going to be kind of slow about things. I have asked them to go and besiege Plizkiv, but I don't think they're actually going to do that. I mean, I don't think they're actually going to succeed in doing it, because they are actually besieging it at the moment. But Plizkiv is the hardest, most well-defended town that the opponent has in their control, and it's not looking good. Let's just say that. It is not looking good. It's a very similar situation to what I had in Berezno, and that is going to mean that most of our generals will be losing a lot of their forces. Look at how hilarious this is, though. You seem to be having a sinking feeling there. Yeah, she's sunk into the ground. That is kind of amusing. I like that quite a bit. I love ragdolls, so, you know, having something like that happen is really, really funny to me. But otherwise, yeah, I guess I'm just going to wait and see what happens here, because I've spread out my unit, and apparently this enemy is nowhere to be seen. Alright, so finally they decided to run away. I have no idea what actually happened there, because I couldn't find them. So it was one of those times when they just disappear randomly, and then they, you know, eventually decide to run away. But anyway, there you go. 145,000 credits and 24,000 experience. Not bad at all. And we're going to be taking a bunch of loot here. And these things are going to be really, really good for our new units that are leveling up. And these guys, look at this. We're just going to imprison all of these. Oh, yeah, look at this. Oh, there's just so many. I wish I had more space for prisoners, because then I'd be able to, you know, rescue a whole bunch of them. That would be really nice. But yeah, whatever the case, there you go. We are now very much weakened in comparison to what we were beforehand. We had about 130, now we have 118. Oh, it's actually not even that bad. I actually thought that it was a lot worse than it actually is. So I guess that's pretty good. But yeah, as you can currently see, most of the cities that are currently being attacked are actually ours. And you can see here that Plizkiv literally lost about 20 units from our siege. And you can see here that these guys, are they ready? Are they ready to go? Yeah, it seems like they are actually ready to go again. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to tell them to attack something a little bit easier. So let's tell them to attack Odetsk, because once they have taken it, they're going to be able to garrison it with a huge amount of units, and hopefully that's going to slow the Alpha forces down. Anyway, that will be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.